Welcome to Reread. Today I'm going to talk about 3 Tales comic book stories, and I'm not happy. All right, here we go. First one is from Star Wars Tales number 1. It's called Mara Jade, Night Out on the Town. Basically, it takes place shortly after her own comic book series, Mara Jade, The Hand of the Emperor, whatever, Emperor's Hand. And she's still on the run from Isard, is what she says. Well, while she's on the run, she decides to free this Imperial governor that Crix Madine has captured. Because that governor has access to riches and she needs money. So she agrees to break the governor out to get the riches. Well, while she does all that and they're checking out the riches, she discovers that he has been skimming off the emperor the whole time. Like whenever he captured some rebel treasure trove, he kept some of the riches for himself. And there's like billions of credits worth in there. And so what Crix Madine, what the governor does is, look, I'll make you a deal. I'll give you some of this too. You can have a little bit for freeing me. But Mara Jade reveals to him that, no, I know you were skimming from the emperor because I worked for him. I don't think she says she's the emperor's hand, but she understands there was a case a long time ago where the emperor suspected him of stealing from the empire. And so Mara Jade is basically, again, trying to complete all these last, loose end missions that the emperor had her do, even though the emperor's no more. So she kills the governor for being a traitor to the empire. Then she calls Crix Madine because she's secretly been working with Crix Madine this whole time, and she's going to give Crix Madine the whole treasure trove of, that she found, except she's going to take just a little bit for herself to fund her own means. That's supposed to be the big twist, that she was working for Crix Madine the whole time, but you never know when that happened. And the whole story is like, I don't understand what's going on. And she's like, well, the rebellion will be happy because they just got a boon of funding now. They have a lot of extra money to play with. And this was written by Timothy Zahn, and later on it's going to vastly contradict one of his other stories. Just how Mara Jade thinks is what I mean. But anyway, for this moment, she does her duty as the Emperor's hand still, killing people who were, unfaithful to the Empire's calls, and then moving on, trying to get away from Isard. The next one is from Star Wars Tales number 3. It's called 3 Against the Galaxy. This one stars 3 characters, of course. Grissom, who was a Gamorrean guard for Jabba the Hutt, who now that Jabba's dead, he doesn't have anything to do. He's just a regular pit fighter, and he works at a factory that is owned by some family, but the daughter's name is Arista, and she's the second person that we're supposed to care about. And what's going on is her brother, and her father run this factory. The brother wants to work with the Empire because that would be some good money, he thinks. And so he has to cut out. His dad doesn't want him to work. Dad doesn't want them to work with the Empire. So what the son does, he's kind of evil. He comes up with a plan to kill both his sister and his father. That way he'll have complete rule of the factory and he can work with the Empire and make tons of money. And his assassination only works halfway. He kills the father, but Grissom basically rescues Arista, and the father, his dying wish is to give her some ring that she'll need later on. I guess the writer thought this was going to be a big story and he could tell more of them later on. And so he gives her this ring, Arista this ring to keep for later. And as they're running from the Empire and from her brother, they come across the third person, which is a Jawa named Tech. He's good at tech stuff. And so the 3 of them kind of pull up a plan to kind of blow up the factory and kind of destroy the son's legacy now. Now he won't be able to make money with the Empire. And then they move on. And at the end it goes, the beginning. Instead of the end, it's the beginning. The beginning of the awesome 3 that you're going to want to hear more and more about. I don't remember them ever being mentioned again. Now, if they are, I'd like to see it, but I just don't remember it. But this writer thought, man, these characters are going to live forever. People are going to want movies of my characters. I don't know. You can see that he was really impressed by his own story and thought, yeah, the adventure continues with these 3 people, wild and crazy adventures, a Gamorrean, a Jawa, and a human female. What will happen next? Well, you were in Tales, sir, so what would happen next is no one cares about you. And finally, Tales number 4 is called Sandblasted. This takes place after the Jabba tape because, again, you have Big Jizz and Spiker, and Onion is with them because they picked him up from the last adventure, and they uncover a newly reactivated dark trooper, a droid dark trooper that Darth Vader had, implemented or sent to the planet a long time ago, and it crashed, and I don't know how it came back to life. We're not told that, but it gets reanimated. It goes after and kills a bunch of Jawas. And while, Spiker and Big Jizz and Onion are investigating while these sandcrawlers are just driving off of a cliff because all the Jawas are dead, the Dark Trooper kind of busts through one of the sandcrawlers, and now they have to fight him. And they fight him and defeat him. And then the lone Jawa who's left alive, his clan's dead, he decides to be part of their clan now. So now they're a gang of 4. I guess they were just going to keep adding on to their gang. Again, it's a different author this time, wanting to make Big Jizz and Spiker everyone's favorite. But still, you don't care, right? So, all right. That's it for now. See you next time.